Hi everyone, it's day 21, and I always have said, and I mean it, that every day I will be honest and real with you as to how I feel, and if I'm not really happy or this journey is really not going the way I want it to that day, I'm definitely going to tell you. So, my day went great as far as me personally, but right at this very present moment, I'm struggling. And everything that I preach and that I'm teaching myself and maybe other people who are listening and taking what I'm saying to heart, I need to take my own words to heart. I mentioned previously in another video that I'm in a relationship with an alcoholic, somebody who has struggled with addiction their entire life. I'm put in this circumstance where I cannot allow him to dictate my happiness anymore. I keep preaching to you guys all these messages about self-worth and to not let someone else's behavior affect yours. So that's what I'm doing, like, actively right now. Normally, the circumstances right now are that he's been gone for close to 16 hours. Now, what he told me was that he was going fishing, but I just recently found out that that's not the case and that he's drunk. So here I am, and normally my anxiety would be just through the roof. But because of this experience, I'm really trying to maintain a level of clear-headedness, emotions as they come up, process them, and understand that it's because my fear of what he could be doing, my fear of when he comes home, and realizing that I shouldn't have to do this. And I do deserve better. Because if anyone else was sharing their story online to me, and it was my story, I would be giving them such different advice than what I'm doing right now in my life. I would be telling that person to leave and to go find someone who appreciates them and really truly values them as a person. Someone who builds them up, someone who loves them, who gives them love, who shows them love and care. And here I am in a circumstance that is my biggest challenge. So as hours pass, I find myself battling anxiety and fear for me and my son, and I also fear the future, and it's in that fear that I realize that I'm not in present moment. I can't control what he's doing right now. I can't control what's going to happen when he comes home, but I can control right now. And I can take a stand for what I am doing right now. And if he can break me emotionally when he gets home, then he's already won. But if I can stay strong now, maybe I have a fighting chance of maintaining that level of clear-headedness and that level of, instead of not going to be happiness, but that level of discontent. I don't know. I don't know where to go on from here, other than I'm really trying to take my own words and my advice, and everything in my life is telling me, this isn't the right situation for you. I feel like I'm on a whole different life path and life journey than this person. and I don't know how to get out. I don't know how to leave. And so here I am, talking to you on what's supposed to be a great day of happiness. But again, real life, I don't know how I feel. I feel before I knew everything, I felt like the day was going great. I did gardening with my son, spent the whole day outside, and felt like I got, just a really relaxing day and just a lot of outdoor housework done. And so I had no plans on really what I was going to talk about. So when this came up, it is what I'm dealing with, and it is a challenge for me, and it is a struggle for many women and men out there who are in relationships with people who are alcoholics or addicts themselves. So know that you're not alone, and that I am trying to figure out how best to do this. This is the first time where I've really been in control of my emotions and not pacing the floor with anxiety or blowing up 100 friends' phones to find out when he's coming home, because if he can come home earlier, that's less alcohol that he's consumed and less I have to fear. So I thank you for listening, and I think tonight, whenever he comes home, if he does, that normally I would have met with my emotions at the door, and eyes crying, what are you doing? Why did you do this to our family? And it's just so typical of me to do that. And it's almost 100% predictable every time. Clearly, my emotions have no effect on his actions. So I have to realize now that I need a different gameplay. So tonight, I'm just going to let him come in and just go wherever he needs to go, crash or whatever, and hold myself to a higher standard, and the standard of which I preach about. And this is my biggest test. And I would tell it to anyone else, and I need to tell it to myself. So I'm sitting here, and if any of you are going through any of this, I hope that maybe you do the same. Whatever you were doing before, and it hasn't landed you anywhere, just do the exact opposite. Let your emotions process, and stay clear, and know that you're worth so much more, and that you're beautiful, again. And along with that, in order to recognize our self-beauty, we have to recognize our self-worth. And by me being with somebody that's capable of doing this to me and hurting me so much, so many times, then where do I hold my self-worth? It can't be very high. Because if I had any self-worth, I wouldn't stand one moment of it, and I'd be gone, regardless of the circumstances. So I think that's what I need to do, once and for all. And I've said that before, but this is the first time where I'm saying it, recording it, and meaning it. Because if I'm helping anyone out there, I need to lead by my own example, and I certainly can't just say, this is what you should do, and then not do it myself. For my whole family and friends have told me to leave for so long, and worry about me endlessly, and understandably why. And no one understands how I'm with this person. And I think now, I realize that in my quest to help people, in my quest to find somebody that needs fixing, I put myself in a situation with someone who doesn't want to be fixed. Which is perfect for a person who likes to fix, right? Because that's all I do. I try and I fail tirelessly. So, to all you women out there and men, be strong. Know that you are so beautiful. You have so much self-worth. And you can be stronger than someone else's negative emotions. it's obviously something that they're dealing with. And it's up to us to maintain ourselves and to be strong. So I'm going to leave off with that. And I hope that tomorrow I can maybe go into more depth about what I did after this message and how it all went and whether or not I'm strong. And I hope that somehow this helps someone out there who may be dealing with something similar. So here I go. I'm journeying on, and know that my soul is not broken. My feelings may be hurt, but overall, I feel really in control. And I have a lot to thank to meditation, to positive thinking, and positive self-image that I've been forcing myself to see. So I know I'm worth better, and I think it's time I go find that better person. So anyway, guys, I hope that was as insightful as it could be, and thank you guys for listening, and I love you all.